Hello, everyone, my colleague and co-workers, member of 1182, unfortunate union that we have. I have received a lot of calls and a lot of messages, people asking me what's going on with our overtime, what's going on, what we do, how we do it, and how we're going to make it. First of all, before I start anything, allow me to say I'm so sorry. I'm really deep in my heart. I'm so sorry about what's going on because we know how how bad do we need overtime to survive. But I think our union doesn't know that. So I'm gonna just take that part a minute just to explain to our union, executives in our union, including from the president all the way down to the people that in the commands. Traffic agents, overtime is very, very, very important. It's not made, we don't do overtime to go to vacation. We do not do overtime to buy new cars. No Range Rovers, no Audis. We don't do this with the money. The money that we work and we make overtime, we use that money to survive, just to survive, just to make it to the end of the month, especially now with the $2,200 rent and $2,500 rent, few kids, to put bread on that table, it's very, very hard. Maybe, I'm just explaining to you because I know that some of you don't know this because you make 6 figures and up. So it will never affect you, it will affect us as an agent, as officers working in the street. The spokesperson for the union came out and he wrote, not that much, he wrote this, all this here. So I didn't understand what he says. I really mean that. I didn't understand what he says. So I'm gonna read this fast to you. You may gonna understand some, and if you do understand, please let me know so I could just be on the same page with you. He starts saying, when he started, he said, let's talk about our overtime. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. And in the middle of this, he says, our president was talking to whoever responsible in the government to find out who cut our member OT and if it's true or not and why. He was able to speak to some of the city hall officials and the Office of the Management and Budget, which is OMB. He has an appointment to sit down with them this week. Our president wanted to sit down with the senior official, not the junior one. He didn't mention that we don't understand our president, so how these people will understand him. But anyway, then he continues saying blah, 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 blah. And then he says, my observation since I have been in the office for the past 4 years is the city does not care about us. They don't like us. They hate us, the city. Just my question is, who you talking about as the city? Like, because we work for the city. Who are you talking about? When you said the city doesn't like us, they hate us. Who they are? Who you have that city in a person or a group? So who these people that hate us? Because if they hate us, why would they hire us? And he said, but our department does under, I'm sorry. And department does under the leadership of Chief Balaki and the new inspector, Avian, but our department doesn't pay our salary, income. Okay. Well, basically he says that our department, Chief Balaki and the new inspector, Avian, which is, we try to welcome him in our department, they like us. But the city doesn't like us. But he's saying is, after blah, blah, the department doesn't pay us. The city does pay us. So he's contradicting himself for saying the city doesn't like us, but they pay us. And the department, our Chief Palaki and the new inspector like us, but they don't pay us. So I don't understand that, beside the blah blah, the other blah blah. Let me explain something to you guys, because I know they don't understand. Again, they don't need overtime, they're making six figures. The police department, the Board of Collective Bargaining has ruled that the police department violated the city collective bargaining law when it banned the police officers placed on modified assignment from eligibility for overtime pay without negotiating on the issue with the union. This is a big boys fight. We are a little boys. We belong to CWA, the Communication Work of America, as a civilian, Verizon and Spectrum and all these people standing in the street working with wires. But we got punished by the police department. When the police department decided to shut down things, we got shut down with them. The police department, for your knowledge, they're making $85,000 a year with zero overtime. So any extra money, this is the money for vacation and having fun and taking the kids out, which we don't know. We don't know what does that mean. Us, we are 32 to 40, this is our budget. This is who we are. The union, the entire union, lead us to misevaluate ourselves. They told you, don't worry about it. We're here for you. You're going to do a lot of overtime. Do you know that we have people made $90,000 and more last year? You know what happened is people don't see that right. If you make almost triple the salary, that means you spend almost triple the time that you should spend on the job, which is impossible. This is so hard. I feel so bad for these people. The problem is they misevaluate themselves. Your evaluation, the correct evaluation is 32 to 40. That's it, not a dollar extra. What happened is you evaluate yourself a lot higher. And with this wrong evaluation, by misleaded by the union, you start going outside and live on this wrong evaluation. Now you rent for a house, you rent for an apartment to buy, you have a high rent. And we spoke about that in the previous videos, and you could go back to check it out. We said, do not depend on overtime. They could cut it anytime. Now the union saying, which I appreciate a lot of our co-workers, they really went on Facebook and they went crazy on it. The union says, oh, take pictures, send it to us, and you are full of it, and you're not gonna do anything about it because we warned and we sent you these messages before. We said, do you come to the commands, every commands, that management come to the commands, to the roll calls and telling people, you don't write numbers, high numbers, you're not gonna do overtime. Now, they come down with the CDs, and you know what they're saying? And I know that you know, because we already told you that, and you didn't do anything about it. We told you, especially the spokesperson, we told him, Mr. Blah Blah, the management now come to the roll call and saying, if you don't write hard, and this much numbers, and it's getting crazy now, you punish 2 weeks from doing overtime. They knew how much we depend on overtime to survive. Do you understand? And they're taking this against us. And now it is shut down from the police department, and you know who's gonna suffer? Only us. Only us, not you. You okay, you're fine, you're making a lot of money, and the funny part is that we're not making anything, but you giving yourself, salary increased because you actually working hard, doing nothing. All right? You said Chief Palaki and the new commander, they love us. And let me tell you first why Chief Palaki love us. And that's fact. Chief Palaki, our division, that's how good we are. Our division, an NYPD rank comes in. Chief Palaki came a few years ago, which is good thing is he came when these people was in office as an inspector Palaki. After a few years, he's the Chief Palaki today. You know why he got ranked high fast? Because not one, grievance was filed against the city. Not once. Because if we filed, the union, I mean the union, if the union filed grievance against the city, this rank will never giving. It will never be given. Because you have to fix the issue. But they all say, okay, we're all right, everything is okay, we have no problem. Chief Balaki helped the people on 36th Street to cover the corruption that's going on. A lot of corruption going on in the headquarters of our headquarters, and Chief Balaki worked hard to cover this corruption. He didn't work for us. He didn't love us. He loved you as a union. He endorsed, he adored every one and each one of you. Why? Because you kept your mouth shut. You never fight for nobody. You never filed any grievance against the city because what's going on in our command. You acted like everything is going okay and everything is perfect and we live in a la la land. And you worked hard, and you're still working hard on misleading people to tell them it's okay, we're gonna fight for it. You're telling us that your president gonna go meet not with the junior official, with the senior official. To do what? To do what? He can't do anything about it. He will never gonna do it, but he's still putting people to sleep. Here, this is it. You're putting people to sleep, don't worry about it. Enjoy being dying because you're gonna die. We will die if this thing don't go back to normal. But I'm gonna explain something. Overtime, they said overtime is privilege. There is nothing privileged in this. The city stock needs people to be in the street. Okay, Manhattan, okay, Brooklyn, okay, we need this 1,000 hours of work to this command. The only thing that we could do is, if you see your co-worker, he's kissing somebody's behind too deep, and he's getting every overtime it comes. So what you do is you have to file. Right, 49 says you was mistreated in overtime. That's it. And you know what they're gonna do? If this person knows someone, if he's nephew of someone, he's gonna get away with it. So the union is gonna keep it quiet. The union worked so hard with the high rank for them to feel a lot comfortable, not to file any complaint against them, so they keep going in rank and become more important people. Let me, again, I don't know if I said it, allow me to welcome again Inspector Avian. He's a new inspector coming to take Chief Balaki's position, and well, very soon, Inspector, we're gonna see you also as chief, hoping that we will be able to give you more to your life without you giving us anything. That's exactly what happened with Chief Balaki, that we gave him the relaxation and the comfortability of being here with us, and he made it now chief, and he is now, congratulations for the new promotion. What about us? What about us? Who we are to you, people. Come on, somebody say something. Who we are to be, we are no one. We are nobody. The city did not, that decision just made like that. It's not the decision of cutting overtime. No, the decision to slit every one of us throat. We're gonna die. Do you understand? We're going to die. We're not gonna be able to survive with this salary. We live in New York City. MTA going crazy fighting the city. You know why? What they say? There is never, no one on record ever could survive in New York City below $85,000. Cops, with the $85,000 that they make in salary, they go out and they do part-time jobs. You see them standing in Macy's, in banks, overtime, just outside the department to work. We're not allowed to do this. Chief Balaki, we have to thank you so much. First of all, again, congratulations for the promotion. And we thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving us more work with no money in it. Thank you for the spokesman to mention Chief Balaki, that's how good he likes us, he loves us, that we do 1016, we do auto collision, we do complying now, we do blocking the box, and the toll, the booth now on the cars, and we do Vision Zero. Vision Zero. The Vision Zero issue, it's a big issue now. A lot of people that I know actually comes and wait for that overtime list to put their name on. I could swear to you, I hope some decision maker just listen to this video. I could swear to you, these people depend 100% on this. If they don't get it, they will die. They ain't have no money to secure the roof over their family's head. I know who I'm talking about. I know all of them like this. I seen people cry, tears coming out of their eyes because they don't know what they're gonna do. They don't know how they're gonna survive. It's impossible for them to survive with this. You're giving us too much work as a Chief Balaki, and thank you again, with no money in it. Now we do a lot of work. Now I'm talking about Vision Zero. Vision Zero, a lot of people don't know that. Vision Zero, this is state fund. The state pay for that. So we could do Vision Zero in an overtime. We do overtime with that fund, and then we go out so we could get some bread to eat, and they could get what they want. Vision Zero, they have a commercial on TV, millions of dollars that commercial cost. A lot of money. You understand? If you give us this partial of this money, we will be happy. We never complain. Please, my co-workers, I'm just talking to my co-workers, please try to hold it tight, try to survive. I know it's hard, I know it's almost impossible, hoping that our voice will go somewhere and these people will take us in consideration and just keep thinking about right. The new Commander, Inspector Avian, I hope you're different. We really hope for someone that he could come and do really work with us. Look at us, we're moving the entire city of New York. We are the one. Me and my co-worker, we are the one moving everything out there. Please, I really hope that you could help us to move a little bit higher up. You don't know us, you will know us. We are the every corner and every corner in New York City. You could find us anywhere. I'm not gonna keep talking. I just want to get this message out. Union, you're just nobody. You're just nobody. I have said that before. Don't make a mistake. Don't make a mistake. Let's get the right people to fight. You cannot go to the mayor and you cannot go to the commissioner and says, hey, how you doing? I know you, you know me. Can we give us some money? It doesn't work that way. You have to explain to these people very pen and paper. Here, $32,000. I'm capable to do this. I could give you $32,000 and tell me how you're going to survive the whole year without doing overtime. I don't want to say again that I told you this. Please be careful. Be united. Be united. Be united. Our slogan in the service was so weird. We had a slogan, heads up, eye open, watch out for your brother. Our slogan in traffic, heads down, eyes closed, and when you get the chance, stab your brother. Please, let's change. Be united. Now we have to change if we need to get somewhere. And don't listen to these people in the office. They don't know what they're talking about. They're putting you to sleep again, and we could do better without them. Thank you so much. With that being said, I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much, and I'll see you very soon. Thank you. Have a good one.